Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 1 in a series between Happy and Life. Over here on the top right, or excuse me, on the bottom left hand side, we have Happy spawning as the yellow undead. Meanwhile, by process of elimination, we have Life spawning over here on the top right as the blue night elf. This is going to be Night Elf versus Undead in this 1v1, and we'll see if it will be a repeat of what we saw in the earlier quarterfinal matches of the TWI Ting Invitational. Now, I'm going to be trying to conserve my voice just a little bit, not getting too excited. I'm starting to come down with a bit of a cold. I know a lot of people around me have the flu, and well, I'm just going to be resting just a bit. Anyways, wanted to get these videos out there to you because my Wednesdays and Thursdays are now extremely busy, and I can maybe only cast Monday, Tuesday, Friday from here on out. Let's go ahead and continue to look at what's happening here as Life most likely opening up with the Demon Hunter. There it is. Ancient of War will be done in just a moment, and we should be looking at an Archer proccing these 3 creeps here and beginning that early rush to level 2. Level 2 and level 3 extremely important in this matchup, but we already know that the end game seems to really favor the Undead. In the previous matchups, Undead versus Night Elf, the Frost Worms, the web on the Crypt Fiends, just far too much. The Hippogriffs and the Dryads couldn't deal enough damage, and the Crypt Fiends really just tore apart through any sort of Dryad play. The combination of all of those units is extremely difficult, and it is rather difficult to try and take down early bases. Now you are going to be looking at an Acolyte here causing a bit of problem. The Acolyte is purposely attacking this Wisp, and the Wisp may actually get taken out here. That is actually going to be extremely bad news as he does look to back off. Now, what is that Wisp going to do? He's going to back off here without much of an issue. Damage has been dealt, but that will be healed up during Nightfall as the Demon Hunter finishes off this last rogue and eventually this Wizard. That Renegade Wizard gonna fall, dropping a fairly useful item. Let's see what it's gonna be. It is gonna be a Circuit of Nobility, +2 to every stat. One of the best items during the early portions of the game, as we also see Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Demon Hunter now making its way back down has, importantly, +5 Strength from his base, which means that he's going to be able to get an additional 125 hit points from those Moonwells fairly consistently, because he'll most likely drop the Circuit of Nobility, drop the Gauntlets of Overstrength +3, and then pick them back up. Death Knight now making a move around here, and he is going to see, yes, a quick mana burn onto that Death Knight. Death Knight mana burns are now fairly favorable trades, as you know that Death Knight can transfer 20 or exchange 75 mana for 100 hit points, and well, that's really what you don't want to see. Alright, Demon Hunter coming in with a bit of an engagement. Beautiful long distance death coil to save that ghoul. That ghoul can re-engage, as both sides are still just trying to feel each other out. Happy doing a good job forcing that Death Knight to use much of its mana. He could perhaps try and turn around and do one final mana burn, making it much more difficult for the Death Knight to do anything else, but he does risk getting surrounded here. Alright, are we going to see a mana burn? There you go. Another mana burn has gone off. 150 mana lost as the Demon Hunter now heads back off to the north. Alright, Demon Hunter still wandering around here, perhaps trying to hope to intercept that Death Knight. Death Knight sitting at 20 mana. Who's going to pick up the Boots of Speed? That is the million-dollar question right now, as the Demon Hunter does not get it. I do not believe. I believe the Death Knight was the one who picked it up, and yes, the Death Knight does have Boots of Speed, and also, wow! Alright, Life was not expecting that. It's going to go ahead and quickly Staff of Teleportation out of that situation. Is he going to drop the Circuit of Ability and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3 and Moonwell? No, doesn't even bother. Alright, usually you would want to drop those items and pick them back up so you have more Moonwell Moon Juice. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him a little bit, as he may be low on mana on this Moonwell later, but then again, it would have just gone to his mana instead. Well, he would have probably been maxed out, and there would still be a little bit of Moonwell Moon Juice there. All right, Hunter's Hall gonna get attacked here. This is gonna be a little bit of an issue. You need that Hunter's Hall, as the Wisp now does do a quick cancellation there. Another mana burn has come across the Death Knight, unable to really get off any death coils, as the archers of life trying to just poke down all of these ghouls. The Death Knight does have a little bit of mana, but not very much, and this is going to continue to be a problem as the archers are going to start draining these moonwells. And this is where I say it is very, very important to manage all of your moonwells there. There is 4 or 3 moonwells only in the center portion here. That is not enough moonwells to really push back this attack. Those 4 archers really should be looking to do something else, as the lower hit point archers should be moving while the higher hit point archers should be attacking. That's what you want to do when you have these ranged units. Archer now being forced to pull back here. You can see the ghoul now coming back again. You can see a small engagement as the Ancient of Wonders is going to get attacked here. Is going to get canceled. That is the big question. Demon Hunter. Oh, Demon Hunter unable to scare off that ghoul fast enough, as the Wisp does get taken down. Hunter's Hall now nearing completion. Another mana burn has gone across, and so far that has been 4 full mana burns that have been effective at shutting down that Death Knight and getting any sort of healing off. All right, Happy, however, going to clear out that one particular Wisp as the ghouls are once more in a bit of a run. Ghouls now being added here again. We are at tier 2. There is an attack right there, and are we going to be going for either a Naga Sea Witch? It looks as though it is going to be a Naga Sea Witch for life, but is Happy going to be getting a Naga Sea Witch as well? And yes, that is going to be the case. Boots of Speed on that Naga Sea Witch could easily start picking off these units. It's going to be a very, very bad situation to be in, as you see an ensnare down does go down. All right, Naga Sea Witch getting focused down rather quickly. Demon Hunter going after some ensnared ghouls. A ghoul and an archer both have been taken out. Are we going to perhaps see another mana burn, as the Naga Sea Witch here is going to be in trouble? It does have Boots of Speed, going to try and slither away, and it looks like it will be able to make its way back out of here. Cold arrows onto a ghoul. Ghoul gets a death coil in time. No mana burn onto that Death Knight, and the clutch save right there could come back to haunt. Demon Hunter still sitting at level 2, has hit points and mana. Are we going to see another cold arrow shot? That is the big question. No Boots of Speed on the Death Knight. Naga Sea Witch has the cold arrows, but unable to catch up. Back across here, skeletal minions chasing 2 archers all the way back home. Damage is rather high on those skeletal minions, 14 to 15 damage, and it is normal damage, dealing 50% bonus to those archers. Demon Hunter now retreating back here, gonna pick up a Manual of Health, as you see some skeletal minions are gonna get picked off here in just a moment. Are they gonna get taken down? No, Naga Sea Witch, Death Knight in trouble. Are we gonna see a mana burn? There's a mana burn, but not for very much at all, as the Demon Hunter will be forced to back off. He does have a replenishment potion, but he needs the opportunity to use it. Death Knight, meanwhile, going to be coming across here. Finishing off, is the Death Knight going to get the experience? I believe so, but it may cost him a ghoul. All right, Cold Arrow, what is that? Come on, Demon Hunter, catch up to your target. A Cold Arrow right there. Ghoul trying to get away. This is not looking good at all. Demon Hunter does not have Boots of Speed. He's just going to go ahead and continue to engage and slash around. May be able to even get a mana burn off onto the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch down to 85 hit points. Mana burn should finish it off. There it goes, as life gets the kill. All right. This is going to be a situation where I do not believe Happy is looking good going into the late game. He hasn't fully transitioned there yet. There isn't enough Crypt Fiends out on the field to really deal with it, and the Obsidian statues are just now being added. If the Undead can make this game go a little bit longer, that would be extremely beneficial to him. He has the stronger units. I believe he is getting the tier 3 already. Meanwhile, back across here, we are getting the tier 3 as well, as we are going into bears. All right, Kobold gonna get taken out. Cloak of Shadows has been dropped. Death Knight looking to get to level 3, has an Obsidian statue as well. A flare went down. I believe that was a flare, right? How? A flare? How do you even have a flare in this particular matchup? It wasn't a reveal, but it looked like there was some sort of reveal right there, as we're looking at the Obsidian statue now making their way here to the 9 o'clock position. Demon Hunter. Oh, Death Coil steal right there. Death Coil. Now that Demon Hunter or Death Knight almost at level 3. Rejuvenation now onto the Demon Hunter, but the Demon Hunter does not have to worry about Devour Magic yet. Rejuvenation coming out at a relatively strong time for life. And if he can continue this push before we see any sort of destroyers, that would be an extremely, extremely powerful play. You can see the destroyer form is currently being researched. We are close to the 10-minute mark in this game as we're having the Ancient of War now off to the north, absorbing a bit of damage and now trying to do a bit more creeping as well. Demon Hunter already at 3 will not really make any big headway by getting to level 4, so opts to instead try to engage against his opponent. You can see there are a lot of ghouls though, and with those ghouls he is forced to back off. Naga Sea Witch may get to level 3, and that level 2 Fork Lightning or level 2 Cold Arrows, both of them extremely strong. I'm believing that it should be Fork Lightning as we see a mana burn right there. Oh, Orb of Corruption. Oh, Staff of Teleportation already underway. That Demon Hunter will be able to head back home. Well, nope, what was that? Teleported here. Staff of Preservation has been added. Rejuvenation once more, as the bears are going to be a very, very strong and effective front line without Frostworms as of yet. Slowing down those already slow bears, there's not going to be much of an opportunity to slow besides the Lich's Frost Nova, which has already been mana burned away. Demon Hunter going up to the front line, mana burning pretty much everything. All of a sudden, Death Knight in a little bit of trouble, trying to engage. There's the Devour Magic, but did it hit the... no, it did not hit the Demon Hunter. The Rejuvenation was still there for at least a little while longer. Death Knight being forced to use a Potion of Invulnerability. Ghouls, a lot of low hit point ghouls are running around. Is the Demon Hunter going to be able to get away? Staff of Preservation, is it going to be used in time? Potion of Healing could be transferred over as the Death Knight uses it instead. All right, bears need to go, or the Druids of the Clod need to go into bear form. Is the Demon Hunter, at least he drops it now and picks them back up, drains all of these moon wells rather efficiently, as the Demon Hunter is now going to move out to engage.
A player's force
Bears gonna go ahead and engage over here at the 9 o'clock position. The Lich is at level 1, Naga Sea Witch is at 1, Death Knight is at 3. The Death Knight is the crucial part here, and if he gets taken out, that's gonna be extremely bad news. Death Knight down to 188 hit points, going straight after the Lich, not quite sure why. There's a Fork Lightning, there goes the Lich. Death Knight gets taken down, as well as both heroes lost in pretty much an instant, and life takes the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.